Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 best PC game deals of the week, trying to get back to consistently doing this on Wednesdays. That was the original goal, and let's see if we can maintain that. We've got some really good deals this week. Steam has started a sale celebrating 100 years of independence for Finland, and they've got a lot of great game deals coming from Finnish developers, so I'm going to go over a couple of those. Fanatical has some good deals, so let's get right into this with number 5. Number 5, talked a little bit about this in my last video. Outland is 85% off down to $1.50, and this is a game that really came out of nowhere on PC, was just quietly released on PC back in 2014, and in my humble opinion, it is a shame how absolutely nobody knows about this game on PC. It's only got 600 reviews on Steam, and that's incredibly low, especially considering how quality this game is. It was a game developed by Housemarque, not the most notable studio in the world, but they've worked on some excellent downloadable titles. A lot of those games were PlayStation exclusive: Super Stardust HD, Dead Nation, Resogun. Resogun was heralded by many as the best PlayStation 4 launch title, so you have that. And Outland is a very artistic action-adventure platformer. The aesthetics of Outland is really what's gonna win you over. It's got some amazing design, great music, and best of all, it's 85% off for only $1.50. If for whatever reason you want to spend a little bit more, you can buy the Outland Special Edition. That's 85% off for $2.09. That includes the art book and the OST. By the way, like I said, the OST is absolutely amazing. So Outland, if you haven't checked it out, and I assume a lot of you guys haven't, please do so. $1.50 is a great price, and if you're a fan of Metroidvania style games, this is gonna be right up your alley. Next up, also a part of the Steam sale, is City Skylines, 75% off for $7.50. Alternatively, you can pick up the City Skylines Deluxe Edition for $10. And City Skylines, from what I've played, is a very good title. As you guys probably know, these games aren't for me. These sim-style building games, not really my cup of tea, but I understand how so many gamers get engaged by them. And this is a game I do want to get invested into. There's a reason why it has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. 96% of the recent reviews are positive. And I know a lot of people don't put a lot of credence towards the Steam reviews, but I like to look at them because how many reviews that there are kind of tells you how engaged gamers are to the game. And look, a lot of people do write some quality reviews. You actually have to read through the reviews, but nonetheless, City Skylines, most of you guys already know that this is a great game, and if you want a game you can spend a ton of time into and really get into a modding community as well, this is gonna be your game. There's also a huge City Skylines bundle available. That's 29% off for $74. A little bit too extreme with all of the expansions and DLC in this game. But yeah, the base game or the deluxe edition is still definitely worth checking out, and $7.50 is a solid price. It's available for that price all the time, so if you don't get it now, don't fret, it'll be available for that price shortly, I guarantee you that. Moving on to a deal over on Fanatical, number 3 is gonna be the F.E.A.R Bundle. This includes F.E.A.R, F.E.A.R 2 Project Origin, F.E.A.R 2 Reborn DLC, as well as F.E.A.R 3, all of that for just $5, a great price. Now once again, just like City Skylines, this F.E.A.R Bundle is available readily on Fanatical, so if you don't pick it up now, don't fret, it's probably going to be available sometime down the line as well, but this is a great deal. Whenever this is on sale, I can highly recommend it because F.E.A.R and F.E.A.R 2 are excellent survival horror first-person shooters. F.E.A.R 3 went a little bit off the rails. It's a bit more of an action-y shooter. It does have a co-op component, so if you want to play through the game with a friend, you do have that, and it's still a fun shooter, just kind of lost that essence that made F.E.A.R 2 and the first F.E.A.R game really great. However, if it was just $5 for F.E.A.R 2, I could highly recommend that alone, but you get F.E.A.R, F.E.A.R 2, the F.E.A.R 2 DLC, and F.E.A.R 3 for $5, no-brainer. Number 2 over on Steam, their daily deal has The Surge, 50% off down to $20, which is still a relatively expensive price, but given the fact that this game just released back in mid-May, $20 is not too bad of a price, and The Surge was actually developed by Deck 13. If you guys don't know who those guys are, they actually worked on Lords of the Fallen, and The Surge is very similar to Lords of the Fallen, a very Soul-style game with a really interesting setting, a sci-fi setting, with all these mechanical creatures and things like that. It's a good game. Not great, I wouldn't put it at the level as the Souls games, but it's still a quality experience nonetheless, and from my experience, it does run pretty well on PC. Lords of the Fallen had a lot of issues on PC, that was very disappointing, but The Surge is a bit better, and for $20, again, still a bit expensive, but also, again, it's still a fairly new release. Hopefully, by the time the winter sale rolls around, this is a little bit cheaper. Would love to see it for $10, I think that would be a perfect price for The Surge. $20, still a bit expensive, but a quality experience nonetheless. nonetheless. And you also can pick up the Surge Complete Edition. That'll include the Surge A Walk in the Park DLC, the Surge Fire and Ice Weapon Pack, and the Surge Special Employee Kit. That's 40% off for $30. I would just stick with the base game, and you can have a pretty good time with that. And finally, over on Fanatical, you also have the Alien Isolation Collection. This is the Star deal, so it's only available for another 22 hours, and it's only going to be available for how many keys are remaining. Right now, they still have a lot of keys. Usually, they do have a decent amount, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Alien Isolation is a terrific game. It released back in, I believe, 2014, went kind of under the radar, but it's a really good survival horror title that does have elements of horror, and it's a decently content-filled experience. It's gonna take you around 12 hours to complete, and given the fact that a lot of games like this don't have a ton of content, I think that's pretty good. The collection also includes a bunch of DLC content, so that's nice, and this is a game that runs incredibly well on PC and looks incredible on PC if you have a decent rig. Just to go over the system requirements for some of you guys, if you are a little bit worried about that, it's not too hard to run at this point in 2017, especially if you have a modern GPU. Minimum CPU requirement is a 3.1 GHz Intel Core 2 Duo, 4 GB of RAM on the minimum side, 1 GB GPU, AMD Radeon HD 5550, or an NVIDIA GeForce GT 430. On the recommended side, you are looking at an AMD Phenom 2 X4 955 4-core CPU, or an Intel Core 2 Quad Q 9650 4-core CPU, 8 GB of RAM, a 2 GB GPU in the R9 200 series, or an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 660, and then 35 GB of storage space. Now, if you do want to run the game at like a higher resolution at 1440p, you can do that with even a lower end GPU. If you have like a 1060, it'll be very suitable for a 1440p experience. But great game, really embodies that survival horror element that a lot of survival horror titles are missing out on. That has been changing a little bit this year, but a quality game. Even if you're not a fan of the license, you can have a lot of fun with Alien Isolation. Would definitely check it out. And for just a little bit under $9 for the entire collection, great price. That's gonna wrap up the top 5 best PC game deals of the week for December 6th. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you have a request for a future video, leave that in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.